Everyone, my name is Alicia Jackson, licensed professional counselor, and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you guys for joining in as today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, season 14, episode 6. As the couples are they're ending their honeymoon and trying to see what life will be like as they join their lives together. So we are doing quick reviews here. From now on, I really liked how the last one flowed, so I'm going to continue to do so. Before we get into it, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. I appreciate all the new subscribers that I have coming, and excited about our journey together. So let us get into it. First, we are discussing Mark and Lindsey. It's great to see that they were able to find some resolve after last week's heated argument. I am a little concerned about how it was resolved. I wonder if I'm curious about if Mark has truly talked about his real concerns about the relationship. And also if Lindsey felt that her grievances about the relationship moving as fast as it did, and now Mark wanting to slow it down, and how she feels uncertain about the relationship and the rejection of that. I'm wondering if they had an open and vulnerable discussion about that. They don't show us, so we don't know, but I'm glad to see that they're able to turn the page of this. So we see that Mark is still kind of in distress. He said, in the last 5 days, I've been married, I've consummated my marriage, and now we're about to move in together, and oh my goodness, I'm trying to get used to this new life. So it turns out that he has an interesting dynamic with his landlord. He did have a bed bug situation going on, but she seemed to call him and text him constantly, which Lindsey was very concerned about, and rightfully so. It seems that potentially Mark has some issues with creating boundaries in his relationships, with saying, I'm on my honeymoon, we'll discuss this. Please do X, Y, and Z until I'm able to talk with you at a later date. He's not able to set those firm boundaries with her. And even in the after party, Lindsey talked about friendships too that seem to be overstepping some boundaries. So how I do see that maybe potentially this relationship could be a great thing for Mark, as Lindsey is coming in and being a very caregiving person. She's helping him, assisting him with getting his things out of the apartment so that he doesn't have to feel stressed out about it, as his landlord cut his lease, while he's on a honeymoon. So it's something that he has to get used to, as he's a loan shark, so he's used to swimming the waters by himself. And so now he has someone with him. And so that will be a comfort for him to have that support. But also, it seems like she's going to encourage him to set boundaries. And indirectly, he's going to need to set boundaries with her in their relationship. So it's good to see how they've turned the page, and she's been able to be a support to him, and he's in the process of receiving it, or getting comfortable with receiving it. All right, next we have Michael and Jasmina. So they are so much alike. They're very strong-minded people, very opinionated people, as they describe themselves. And so it was funny. Well, I'll just say this. One observation that I did see was that there wasn't a lot of footage filmed of them together, which concerned me, because I said, oh no, are they not spending time together? Their energy seems very distant, even though they're close together. Jasmina did say that she just doesn't feel like she's in a good emotional space with Michael, because of the arguments that they have had, even though they were just so small. But the arguments they had put a bad taste in her mouth. And so now she has her walls up. I do see where both of them kind of have both of their defenses up. And so it's going to be a challenge for them to be vulnerable in this relationship, especially since vulnerability is an area of growth for Michael in particular. I haven't really seen Jasmina be too vulnerable with Michael, but it seems that she doesn't feel safe in order to do so. we do see where Michael made an attempt to do a romantic gesture that didn't land or didn't even go well because he couldn't carve their initials in the rock. But he did share like a childhood story. He was attempting to share a part of him with her. And she didn't meet him by sharing a story about her, but she did get into the water with him as they were walking in the water. And she said that was something that initially that she wasn't going to do, as to show that some sign that she's trying, she's in this. So we shall see how this goes. I'm concerned about their defenses being up. So I would hope that the experts would talk to them about where they feel unsafe with each other, and to help them to gain some insight on how to show empathy and see each other's perspective on how they show up and they experience each other in this relationship. Next, we have Steve and Noi. Steve is very adventurous and Noi is not. They are very cute. They seem to be doing really well in the honeymoon setting. We'll see how it goes once things start to move to real life. But they are doing very well. He seems to, in his confessional, have a little frustration with Noi's anxiety about, jumping in the water or doing skydiving, things that he would love to do. But in the moment with her, he seems to have the patience. Like when they were doing the floating in the water and he was holding her, and poor thing though, a fish bit his foot. So he jumped, but he then still reassured her, knowing that she was anxious. So I see that there's some patience there. I'm wondering if his impatience that he was talking about in the confessional, about the annoyance of her being more anxious when he is more adventurous, and the disappointment of wanting a spouse that was adventurous as him, but her adventurous may be different, right? So I'm wondering how that's going to play out in the relationship. It also seems like maybe their adventurous is different, where Steve is more adventurous in the area of employment and wanting to travel the world. Noi is like, I need some security. I need some things that I need to know for sure, where her foundation is secure. And so we'll see how they navigate that in their relationship as the episodes unfold. Next, we have Olajuwon and Katina. So, this horseback ride, okay. This horseback riding was no bueno. So he really struggles to respect her boundaries. He's trying to push her, he says, to do things that are outside of her norm, or things that, that he would want to do with her to enjoy the experience, and he wants her to be a part of this experience with him. And at the same time, he has to pay attention to how she is showing up. Like, she's very anxious about being on a horse, and he was being very strict and demanding with her. So I'm curious to see what a soft side of Olajuwon would look like in this situation. He's able to do it in a romantic setting by putting, the rose petals on the bed. I'm wondering how he would be able to provide emotional security for her. I'm wondering if he has that, because he seems to kind of lean to other people for emotional security. So I'm wondering if that is an area of confidence that he needs to build to be able to provide that for Katina. He is pretty rigid at times. Like, you need to do this, and Katina is really, really great with talking with him and being honest. Like, what you did really annoyed me. I wanted to punch you in the face. And they're able to laugh about it. So I feel like they speak each other's language, and she's able to communicate to them. She's able to communicate to him what she needs from him and where he went wrong. He seems to receive it. He talked about it at the dinner later in the episode. So we'll see how it plays out, if he's able to actually put it into action and truly give her the patience that she needs, as he requires the patience. So he's going to have to definitely meet her as well in that way. Last we have Chris and Alyssa. Oh, man. So the experts set up an activity. I think it's sad that the experts had to say that they had to call Alyssa to make sure that she did an activity with her husband. But they did some tennis. They played some tennis together, and then he said, would you like to sit down and talk? And she was hesitant on that. It seems like any situation where Chris is asking for some certainty from her, she does not want to give him an answer. I don't know where Alyssa is coming from. It seems to me that her priority is not this relationship. She's making it painfully obvious that it's not this relationship. And so Alyssa said that she did not want to live in an apartment. She made that decision, and she doesn't want to be robbed of the experience of living in the apartment with the other couples, and feels like Chris should allow her that opportunity. And Chris put his foot down and said that, well, it sounds like you have a tough decision to make. And I was beaming. I was shocked that Chris set that boundary with her of, well, it's your decision. I'm in this. I want to be in this and work in this relationship with you, despite how she has treated him. And the only words that come to mind is just unkind. And she was seriously hurt. She was seriously hurt about the fact that she couldn't hang with her friends and have this experience. And that Chris was robbing her of that, and he was mean because of that. It seems like Alyssa, and I don't know her, but I don't know this to be true, but she's showing some evidence. It seems that she hasn't had to accept no. Alyssa seems to lack some self-awareness about how she is showing up, and how Chris' experience of her has been unkind as well. She seems to really feel that Chris is the villain because he's making her look bad on TV, when really Chris doesn't need to do anything, because she is doing all of the work in that area. Saying that he's mean, saying that she hates him. It was so hard to see that on the after party, to see him watch her say that. It broke my heart. And also that they haven't even exchanged phone numbers. She's not interested. And I don't know why she's not saying that, why she's not sticking to her truth in this situation. Even the producers have said, hey, this is not single at first sight. This is married at first sight. I don't understand why she can't, minimum, like we've seen couples in the past do, live in the same apartment, just in a separate room, and be nice and kind. Now, she says she doesn't feel safe doing that, so I want to respect that, and at the same time, that's her decision, and so her telling Chris that he is being mean because he's not allowing her to be with the girls, it really shows where she has some blind spots for sure in the area of looking at herself and truly seeing how she's impacting everyone. As we saw at the dinner at the end of the episode, her behavior has impacted everyone. And the girls tried to tell her to let him know what's going on, let him know the truth on why you're acting this way. But she hasn't been honest with him. She hasn't been honest with them. My hope, again, is that Chris is released from this torture chamber. That is my hope. That he's released from this torture chamber, and that Alyssa or production and the experts step in and call it a day. Call it a day. So we shall see what episode 7 has for us next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. Of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, as we are providing mental health information from a center place. We want to look at each person as a person, right? Not bad mouthing them, not calling them names, but just look at them as a person, as we're all trying to figure this out. They're brave souls to marry someone they haven't met on national television. So I want to give them that and honor their humanity as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Be cool, be calm, be centered. Peace.